आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Question that was given to us, that is, let ABC be a given isosceles triangle with AB equal to AC, sides AB and AC are extended up to E and F respectively, such that BEXCF is equals to B, that is multiplied by CF, is equals to AB square. It was given. Prove that the line EF always passes through a fixed point. We have to prove that this line always passes through a fixed point. So let this will be the isosceles triangle A, B and C. And we know that that is in isosceles triangle AB is equals to AC, and that this point is in the y-axis and this is in the x-axis. So this point name, that is comma 0 comma B. This point is, that is A comma 0, and this is minus A comma 0. And it was given that the AB and AC are extended up to E and F. So this point is E and this point is F, and they are extended up to E and F. And now in the question it was given that BE multiply by CF, that is equals to AB square. So we can write it as, that is BE divided by AB is equals to AB divided by CF. And according to the question, that is AB is equals to AC. So we get, that is BE divided by AB is equals to AC divided by CF. We get this value. And let us take that is equals to lambda. So this is equals to, that is lambda by 1. So we can say that this, that is point A0 is, that is section formula. Here this is, that is lambda ratio 1. This means he was dividing it this, that is in the ratio lambda ratio 1. So now that is applying using the section formula. We know that we apply this formula, that is A is equals to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 divided by m1 plus m2. So the value of that is A, that is equals to m1 is lambda, that is lambda times of x2, that is let this f point be, that is h comma k. If we take, that is this f point be h comma k, so the value of x2 is h, that is lambda h, plus m2 x1, that is plus 1 times of, that is x1 is 0, 1 multiply by 0 divided by m1 plus m2, that is lambda plus 1. So this will be equals to, that is lambda plus 1. This is the value of, that is A. Similarly we can find out the value, that is 0 is equals to m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So this value is equals to, that is 0 is equals to lambda times of y2, that is k, plus 1 time of, that is b, divided by lambda plus 1, lambda plus 1. So this value is equals to, that is lambda k plus b divided by lambda plus 1. This is the value. So from here we can say that this value will become, that is lambda k plus b is equals to 0 multiplied by lambda plus 1, that is 0. So from here we get this value, that is, so from here we can say that this value will become, that is k is equals to minus b by lambda. This is the value that we get of, that is k. Now that is according to this, that is a value is equals to lambda plus 1, that is a is equals to, this value is lambda h, that is this is not lambda plus 1, this is lambda h plus 1 divided by lambda plus 1. This is the value of, that is a, that we get above, because this is lambda h and this is 1 multiplied by 0 is 0, so this is not 1. We get this value, that is lambda h. A is equals to lambda h divided by lambda plus 1. So we know that A is equals to lambda h divided by lambda plus 1. So if we cross multiply, that is lambda h is equals to A times of lambda plus 1. A times of lambda plus 1. So from here we get this value, that is h is equals to A times of lambda plus 1 divided by lambda. So this is the value of, that is h. So our coordinates of point, that is f. So the coordinates of the point, that is h comma k, that is A times of lambda plus 1. This is the coordinates of point h comma k divided by lambda, comma the k value, that is minus b by lambda. This is the we get. Now if we take that is common, so we get this value as, that is A that is this lambda and lambda cancel out, so a plus that is a by lambda, a plus a by lambda, and the second thing is that is minus b by lambda. Similarly, we can find the coordinates of E. So the coordinates of E will come, that is minus a times of 1 plus lambda, and that is minus lambda b. These are the coordinates of the E point. So now we can write this coordinate that if we have to find the equation of EF, if we have to find that is the equation of EF, we can write it as that is y minus y1, that is equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 multiplied by x minus x1. We know that this is the equation. Now that is if we take this, that is E point as that is x1 comma y1, and that F coordinates are that is as x2 comma y2. Now by putting value here we get that is y minus y1, this is negative of lambda b, that is plus of lambda b, that is equals to y2 minus y1. So the y2 value is that is minus b by lambda, and that is minus of y1, that will again become that is plus of lambda b, and that is divided by x2 minus x1. So the value of x2 is that is a multiplied by that is 1 plus 1 upon lambda, and this value that will also become negative become positive, that is a times of 1 plus lambda, and large that is x minus x1, we can write it as that is x plus, this will become a times of 1 plus lambda. We get this value. Now we can clearly say that from here this will become that is y plus lambda b, and if we take that is minus b by lambda common, this value will become that is 1 minus lambda square. Here we left with that is 1 minus lambda square in the numerator. And similarly, if we take that is a times of 1 plus lambda divided by lambda, that is this term, if we take common we get 1 plus this value will become that is 1 by lambda, 1 plus 1 by lambda, or we can say that here we get that is 1 plus lambda, because if we multiply this term with this we only left with a1 plus lambda. So this is the thing we get, and here we get this thing that is x plus a into this is x plus a. I will write it again for you, that is x plus a into 1 plus lambda as it is. Now we can clearly write this value. Now this lambda cancel out with this lambda, and similarly we can open this, that is we know that a square minus b square formula is that is a plus b and a minus b, so it will become 1 plus lambda multiply by 1 minus lambda into that is minus b into minus b, and this value is that is a times of 1 plus lambda into 1 plus lambda. So 1 plus lambda and 1 plus lambda cancel out, and this term that is x plus a times of 1 plus lambda as it is. So now we can say that this is that is negative of b, so we can write it as that is y plus lambda b, that is multiplied by this value that is a multiplied by 1 plus lambda, and that is equals to, we can write it as that is lambda minus 1 into b, that is multiplied by x plus a times of 1 plus lambda. Now that is if we open these brackets we get this value, that is ay into 1 plus lambda plus a lambda b into 1 plus lambda, that is equals to x b into lambda minus 1, and that final that we value that is a into b, and this is a minus b into a plus b, so it will become a square minus b square, that is x square minus 1. Now that is if we open these brackets again we get that is ay plus a y lambda plus a lambda b, this value is a lambda b plus that is a lambda square b, and this value is equals to that is xb lambda minus xb plus ab lambda square minus ab. Now if we take all these terms to this side we get that is ay, and this value will be that is minus ab, so it will become plus of ab, ay plus of ab, and this is minus of xb comes here, it will become plus of xb. And if we take that is minus of lambda common, So we get this value comes here, so it will become xb only. Similarly, this value will become minus of ay and minus of ab. If we take minus lambda common, so ay and minus of ab, and this value will become, and this ab lambda square cancel out with this ab lambda square, so that is left with, that is also equals to 0. So this is our final equation, and this equation is in the form of, that is L1 plus lambda times of L2 equals to 0. This equation is in the form of this. So the meaning of L1 plus lambda L2 is that the equation, this is the equation of the family of the line which passes through the, that is point of intersection of two things, that is ay plus ab plus xb and the intersection of xb minus ay minus ab. So if we have to solve this, so if we find the point of intersection, or we can solve this, that is two equations. So we get, that is, our first equation is ay plus ab plus xb, or we can say that, we can write that is minus ay minus ab plus xb. So if we add these two equations, so these two equations cancels out, and this will be equals to, that is 2xb, and that is all equals to 0. This is also equals to 0, and so we get that is also equals to 0. So from here we get that the value of x is equals to 0. So to find the value of y, we know that if the value of x is 0, so this term will become 0, and the value of ay is equals to, we get that is ay plus ab plus xb is equals to 0, plus 0 is equals to 0. So we can clearly say that ay is equals to minus ab, and the a and a cancel out, we get that is y equal to minus b. So the point that we get, that is x comma y, the coordinate, or we can say that the point that we get x comma y, that is in fixed point, because the values, that is 0 minus b, that is the fixed point value. So hence we have proved that the intersection of the line EF always passes through the fixed point, and that fixed point is, that is 0 comma minus b. Thank you.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।